Today we're going to go over how to install a swing away joystick on a quantum power chair. Now these are the quantum power chairs with the rehab arms. If you have a captain's seat, you might have a slightly different mounting system, but this is for the rehab arms. First I want to talk about the swing away. So this is the old style swing away. It looks like this and it goes to one direction. This is a right hand swing away. The other type of swing away is the newer style. It looks like this. It mounts the same way, fits in the same hole, has the same mounting bracket on the joystick as well. The only difference is it can go to the right or to the left. But these are the ones standard on Quantums now. You might see these on some older Jazzies as well, but these are on a lot of older Quantums. So as far as removing a swing away or installing the swing away, they usually just slide into this mounting bracket. There's usually some type of screw that tightens or loosens. So in this case, I'm going to loosen this screw, and you can see it just slides out of the bracket. Almost every mounting bracket is going to have some form of this. You just slide it in and then tighten it. There are different types of screws I will cover later, but first I want to talk about the different types of mounting brackets and how to install them. So here's the underside of the arm. I'm actually going to go ahead and just remove the swing away so you can see better. This is the mounting bracket. As you can see, the swing away just fits in this hole, then we tighten this screw. This mounting bracket is sitting on a rail system. There's two different rails under these quantum arms with these sliders that go inside the rail. We can, with an Allen wrench, loosen these bolts here. And we can adjust where we want this. We could slide it up, down. This one actually lets us go forward a little bit. You could angle it, but you can slide it up or down. If you have to take it off, or if you're replacing, let's say you're replacing this with a new bracket, you can pop this piece of plastic out up front and slide it completely out of the chair. It needs to be looser. And slide it completely out of the chair. But once you slide it to where you want it, we can just tighten these screws again. A lot of times you can also adjust this with the joystick in there. You don't have to keep taking it out every time. There we go, that looks pretty good. I'm going to pop this plastic piece back in. Now there are different types of mounts. So this one has two screws that mount into this bracket here. There is another style that looks like this. So this one is meant, instead of these two sliders, we have one big slider. It would slide through, and then the swing away would go into there instead of, on the side like this. There is another version that has, I'll show you. It looks like this, but there's 4 screws, and it sits on the side just like this one. We have the second piece, and you can see a little slider here. This will actually just go into this slot. Once it goes in, we can tighten this up. You can see it stays mounted and will sit kind of where this one is, like that. Slide your swing away in, tighten this screw. Once you get it where you want it, flip the lever down and that'll hold it. There's a version of this that sits here. This one can actually go here as well. We have this one. There might be more styles depending on if you got it from the aftermarket or not. But these are just some examples of different brackets you can find. This one I have on here actually has this lever you can tighten or loosen. But if you can't get enough room for a full 360 rotation, you can actually lift this up and then reset it. Or tighten it, lift it up, reset it. Let's say if something's in the way down here, you don't need a full 360. One thing I do want to touch on is you're most likely going to have to unplug your joystick if you are taking it completely off, or you might have to rerun the wire. If you do, usually this cable can go right through here. Then I like to go underneath the arm and then run the cable through this slit down here, and then run it and plug it into the chair in the back. There's also a little secure point right here for your cable. Do keep in mind when you're running the wire, you do want the wire on the outside of the swing away. This is a right-handed swing away, so I have the wire on the right-hand side. That way it does not get caught when I swing it out. If you have the wire on the other side of the swing away, it won't go, it'll hit this bracket. So do keep that in mind when you are running this wire. So the next thing I want to cover is if you have to take your joystick off the mount. If you are replacing swingaways, you will have to remove it from the original one or from the original mounting bracket. It's pretty easy on Quantums. It's just 4 Phillips head screwdrivers. You can see these 2 on this side and then 2 on the other side. The problem is you might not be able to get to all 4. I can get to that one pretty easily. That one's a little tough. So if you do need help getting to them, you can't reach it with your screwdriver, we can take a 10mm wrench, and then there are 2 bolts right here, and we can just loosen these a little bit. Do the same thing on the other side. And now I can turn the joystick. Also, if you want to adjust the angle of the joystick, you can loosen these. Let's say you need it to the side. Once you get it where you want it, you would just tighten these again. But this also gives us access to all the screws. So we would take these 4 screws out. I have the 4 screws out. You can see it's just 4 threaded holes that line up with this bracket. And this bracket is the same on the new style swing away as well. So kind of a long video, but there's lots of different scenarios that could happen when changing or adding a swing away to a Quantum. So I wanted to cover a lot of different bases. But essentially it's pretty straightforward. If you need to change the bracket, loosen these 2 screws, slide it out, slide the new bracket in. If you need to change the swing away or add a new one, loosen this, slide it out, take these 4 Phillips screws out, put your joystick on the new swing away, slide it in, tighten it. Pretty straightforward. I just wanted to cover a lot of the different scenarios that could happen. But if you like this video, or if you have any other questions on Quantum products, or even questions on this, feel free to give us a call. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.